Laughing Eye and Weeping Eye, or the Limping Fox. Once upon a time, there lived a man whose right eye always smiled and whose left eye always cried. And this man had 3 sons. 2 of them were very clever. The third one, well, was an idiot. Now, these 3 sons were very curious of the peculiarities of their father's eyes, and as they could not puzzle out the reason for themselves, they determined to ask their father why he did not have eyes like, normal people. So the eldest of the 3 went one day to his father's room and put the question straight out. But instead of answering, the man flew into a fearful rage and sprang at him with a knife. Needless to say, the young fellow ran away in terrible fright and took refuge with his brothers, who were waiting anxiously for the result of the interview. "You had better go yourselves," was all the reply that he got, "and see if you fare any better." Upon hearing this, the second son entered his father's room, only to be treated in the same manner as his brother, and back he came telling the youngest, the fool of the family, that it was his turn to try his luck. Then the youngest son boldly marched up to his father and said to him, "My brothers would not let me know what the answer you had given to the question, but now, do tell me why your right eye always smiles and your left eye always weeps." As before, the father grew purple with fury and rushed towards his son with a knife. But the simpleton didn't step a stir. He knew that he really had nothing to fear from his father. "Ah, now I see who is my true son," exclaimed the old man. "The others are mere cowards, and as you have shown me that you are brave, I will satisfy your curiosity. My right eye always laughs because I'm glad to have a son like you. My left eye weeps because a precious treasure has been stolen from me, and I had in my garden a vine that yielded a ton of wine every hour. Someone managed to steal it, so I weep for its loss." The simpleton returned to his brothers and told them of their father's loss, and they made up their minds to set out at once in search for the vine. They traveled together until they came to a crossroads where they parted, the 2 elder ones taking one road, and the simpleton the other. "Thank goodness we've got rid of that idiot," exclaimed the 2 elder. "Now let us have breakfast." And they sat down by the roadside and began to eat. They had only half finished when a lame fox came out of the wood and begged them to give them something to eat. But they jumped and chased it off with the sticks, and the poor fox limped away on 3 pads. As he ran, he reached a spot where the youngest son was getting at the food he had brought with him, and the fox asked him for a crust of bread. The simpleton had not much for himself, and he gladly gave half his meal to the hungry fox. "Where are you going, brother?" said the fox when he had finished his share of the bread, and the young man told him the story of his father and the wonderful vine. "Dear me, how lucky," said the fox. "I know what has become of it. Follow me." And so they went till they came to the gate of a large garden. "You will find here the vine that you are seeking, but it will not be easy to get to. You must listen very carefully to what I'm going to say. Before you reach the vine, you'll have to pass 12 outposts, each consisting of 2 guards. If you see these guards looking straight at you, go on without fear, for they are asleep. But if their eyes are shut, then beware, for they are wide awake. If you once get to the vine, you will find 2 shovels, one of wood and the other of iron. But do not take the iron one. It will make noise and rouse the guards, and then you are lost." The young man got safely through the garden without any adventures until he came to the vine which yielded the ton of wine an hour. But he thought he should find it impossible to dig the hard earth with only a wooden shovel. So he picked up the iron one instead. The noise it made soon awakened the guards, and they seized the poor simpleton and carried him to their master. "Why did you try to steal my vine?" demanded he. "How did you manage to get past the guards?" "That vine is not yours. It belongs to my father, and if you will not give it to me now, I will return and get it somehow." "You shall have the vine if you bring me in exchange an apple off the golden apple tree that flowers every 24 hours and bears fruit of gold." So saying, he gave orders to the simpleton should be released, and this done, the youth hurried off to consult the fox. "Now you see," observed the fox, "this comes from not following my advice. However, I will help you to get the golden apple. It grows in a garden that you can easily recognize from my description. Near the apple tree are 2 poles, one of gold and the other of wood. Take the wooden pole and you will be able to reach an apple." Master Simpleton listened carefully to all that was told him, and after crossing the garden and escaping before the men who were watching it, soon arrived at the apple tree. But he was so dazzled by the sight of the golden fruit that he quite forgot all that the fox had said. He seized the golden pole and struck a branch a sounding blow. The guards at once awoke and conducted him to their master. Then the simpleton had to tell his story. "I will give you the golden apple," said the owner of the garden, "if you will bring me in exchange a horse which can go around the world in 24 hours." And the young man departed and went to the fox. This time the fox was really angry, and can you wonder? "If you had listened to me, you would have already been home with your father by this time. However, I am willing to help you once more. Go into the forest, and you will find the horse with 2 halters round its neck. One is of gold, the other of hemp. Lead him by the hempen halter, or else the horse will begin to neigh, and it will set off the guards. Then all is over for you." So Master Simpleton searched until he found the horse, and was struck dumb by its beauty, as if he weren't dumb already. "What?" he said to himself. "Put the hempen halter on an animal like that? Not I, indeed." Then the horse neighed loudly, and the guards seized our young stupid friend and conducted him before their master. "I will give you the golden horse," he said, "if you will bring me in exchange the golden maiden who has never yet seen the sun or moon." "But if I am to bring the golden maiden, you must lend me the golden steed through which to seek her." "Ah," replied the owner of the horse, "but who will undertake that, should you never come back?" "I swear on the head of my father," answered the young man, "that I will bring back either the maiden or the horse." And he went away to consult the fox. Now the fox, who was always patient and charitable to other people's faults, led him to the entrance of a deep grotto, where stood the maiden, all of gold and as beautiful as day. He placed her on his horse and prepared to mount. "Are you not sorry," said the fox, "to give such a lovely maiden in exchange for the horse? Yet you are bound to do it, for you have sworn by the head of your father. But perhaps I could manage to take her place." So saying, the fox transformed himself into another golden maiden, so like the first that hardly anyone could tell the difference. The simpleton took her straight to the owner of the horse, who was enchanted by her. And the young man got back his father's vine and married the real golden maiden in the bargain.